There are three basic types of synapses used to connect firing rate neurons. We'll be reviewing the standard excitatory or inhibitory synapse in this tutorial. Begin by opening a previous tutorial that we created. We'll be opening the normal firing rate neuron project, which is located at Program Files, AnimatLab, Tutorials, Neural Networks, Normal Firing Rate Neuron. Once it's finished loading, select the Save Project As item in the File menu and save this project with the name Firing Rate Normal Synapse. Make sure the accommodation of the existing neuron is set back to 0. Then add a new tonic neuron and name it 2. Set its membrane capacitance to 1 nanofarad and disable its tonic current by setting that to 0 nanoamps. Change neuron 1's membrane capacitance to 1 nanofarad also. Now add a synaptic connection from neuron 1 to 2 and select the normal synapse. Change its magnitude to 5 nanoamps. This type of synapse causes the post-synaptic neuron to be depolarized by injecting a positive current into it. This means that if neuron 1 is firing at its peak value of 1, then it will be injecting 5 nanoamps of current into neuron 2. Lower values for the firing frequency will inject proportionally less current. Now go to the line chart and change the name for each item to include the number 1 so we can tell the difference between it and the second neuron. Also, change the color for all items to be red so we can easily see which traces are from neuron 1 and which are from neuron 2. Then add items for neuron 2 and color them blue. Next, let's enable the series of 5 stimuli and make sure that the stimulus to demonstrate accommodation is turned off. Now run the simulation. Current is injected into neuron 1 from our stimuli, causing it to fire. This is transmitted through the axon, which injects current into neuron 2. Neuron 2's firing frequency lags slightly behind the firing frequency for 1. This is because it takes time for the current injected into neuron 1 to begin having an effect. Once it does, this is propagated to neuron 2. This is not due to any synaptic transmission delays. Synaptic delays are not modeled in this system. Now change the synaptic strength to 1 nanoamp and rerun the simulation. This time the synapse injects less current into neuron 2, and it is depolarized less than the previous simulation. Change the synaptic strength to 10 nanoamps and rerun the simulation. This time we get a stronger depolarization in neuron 2. The inhibitory synapse is also a regular synapse type. However, it causes other neurons to be less likely to fire by hyperpolarizing it. This synapse works exactly like the excitatory synapse, except it injects negative currents instead of positive currents. Change the strength of the neuron to negative 5 nanoamps. Notice that the synapse graphic has changed to a filled circle to symbolize that it's inhibitory now. Run the simulation, and we can see that neuron 2 no longer fires because it is being hyperpolarized by the synapse. Change neuron 2 so that it tonically fires. Set I sub h to be 5 nanoamps. Now, when we rerun the simulation, the hyperpolarization decreases the tonic firing rate of the neuron. Increase the strength of the synapse to negative 10 nanoamps and run the simulation. We see an even larger hyperpolarization this time. The regular synapse is the standard means of connecting firing rate neurons into a network.